My name is Kyle Garlett. I'm a four-time cancer survivor, 2 different kinds of cancer. I had a bone marrow transplant. My heart was also damaged during that bone marrow transplant, and for 11 years I had struggled with heart disease. I spent 5.5 years on the heart transplant waiting list before finally, on October 10th, 2006, I got the phone call and had my heart transplant. When you're waiting for a transplant, you live a life of uncertainty. The fact is that there was always a risk that my heart could stop beating. As we were getting ready for transplant, I began to think about what I wanted to do after transplant, because for all these years I've been stuck on the sideline. An Ironman is a 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike ride, and then a full 26.2-mile marathon all in the same day. No better feeling in the world than crossing that finish line after all the years of not being able to do anything. When I get the opportunity to help other people through what is a very dark and scary time by saying, look, these are the kinds of things you can do after your transplant. You don't have to do an Ironman, but you'll be healthy. You can do the things you want to do again, and life will be great. And it's great to be able to talk to people and let them know just how good things can be.
I'm Kelly Perkins, and I'm from Laguna Niguel, California. Had my heart transplant November 20th of 1995. Before I ever got sick and went through this, I would say I was more of a casual mountain climber. I was a casual outdoor person. It was always there. You know, I knew it would always be there. I never thought that I might not be there for it. You know, once I went through my transplant, and I realized that, hey, I may not always have this opportunity to play in the mountains. I took what I was doing before this to a whole new level. I think we all tend to find this comfort place in our lives, and it's hard to veer out of that sometimes, and especially if you've got a medical condition. I found that if I could find a mountain that spoke to me in a more emotional way, that passion would overcome any fear I had in doing it. And so that's really how I started going after my projects, and it's worked for me. And I would never say that there's no fear in doing what I'm doing. I like that. I like to push myself, and I don't endanger myself, but I want to live. I want to live fully, 100%.
My name is Chris Klug. I'm a bronze medalist snowboarder and a liver transplant recipient from Aspen, Colorado. My greatest fear approaching the transplant wasn't, am I going to live or am I going to die? It was, am I going to survive this transplant and live a compromised life? For me, just being so used to being active and healthy and being able to do all these outdoor activities that I love, it's such a part of who I am. I received a liver from a young boy who died in a gunshot accident who was 13 years old. Boy, that's a hard concept to grasp. You know, I was 27 years old when I had it, and now I'm 37 years old. It's 10 years almost after my transplant, and that's still a pretty unbelievable thing to totally understand. Once I got through the transplant, I just had this whole new perspective. Here I was 7 weeks later, back on my snowboard and a shot at the Olympics again, and it was just, felt to me like icing on the cake. Transplant recipients, you know, they're not just prolonging death and they're not living these handicapped lifestyles. They're out there competing in Olympics and, in my case, winning a bronze medal. And I think that was a really important message to let the world know what's possible through transplantation.
I think the biggest issue in transplant is not the technique anymore, but the availability of organs. We just need a system to compensate people that are willing to donate organs. With a system like this, there will be no cash value. As a result of the shortage of organs, people will go anywhere in the world to try to get organ transplant. The black market, as you probably know, already penetrating into America, but this is very well developed systems in other countries. The only way to change it is to increase the availability in the United States. And again, compensation is probably will have to happen one day.